One building, thousands of families in need of help.
Yeah, the harbor actually aims to turn kids' lives around before they commit crime, and a lot of people say it's working, so we want to focus on it with the latest edition of Vegas Lost, focusing on crime's effects on communities' youth. We're joined in studio by John Trainer.
How do you connect with kids before court? How do you identify kids at risk before it's too late? Tonight, a possible answer. By now, we've heard the problem. Kids are committing serious crimes at a rate we rarely see. We saw it in Judge Voi's courtroom. We've seen it in the Clark County Detention Center. We've heard it at Spring Mountain Youth Camp. So that's the problem. Maybe the solution is in a small building on Mojave Road.
We've had a lot of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-year-old referrals from the school district or families just reaching out because they're in need of help.
This is the harbor, an idea a decade in the making now realized. To know how it works, think of an actual harbor, one location where services across the valley can come together. The Department of Family Services, Welfare, DA's office, school district, police department, along with therapists and counselors. Free and open to the public 24 hours a day.
Instead of clogging the system up with unnecessary low-level offenses, we want to divert those kids out and get them what they really need, which is services. A lot of families don't know what services are available, or maybe they've heard of a service, they just don't know how to navigate to connect to that service. We do that for them.
It's been open a little over a year and a half. The man behind it is Jack Martin, who tells us getting to kids and families early could save lives.
Parents have been very excited about this, seeking resources. I mean, parents love their kids. And if they see their kid going down a wrong direction and knowing that this has been a place where they're not going to be further escalated within systems, we haven't had a whole lot of problems.
According to Martin, it's been a success. In that year and a half, some 3,000 families have been seen. Only 100 of those kids went on to commit a crime and end up in court.
Throwing kids away or throwing them in prisons wasn't working because they're kids and they're gonna be back out. So what we were doing is quite honestly manufacturing predators. We use validated assessment tools to look and identify where those troubled spots are, and then we wrap services around them that are going to work on the presenting issues.
In our time there, one family walked in, one girl brought in by Metro, a young runaway. That's essentially every day. 50% police, 50% families walking in. The harbor's youngest stories are from kids as young as 3 years old.
There's the presenting issues, right? What the parents are telling us the issues are with their child, but then there's the underlying issues that we delve deeper into to find out what is driving these behaviors. Right. Or if it's a law enforcement, okay, there's a presenting issue of, let's say, possession of marijuana, but what's driving that?
Different approach than just you would get in court.
Exactly. So we spend a lot of time with the families, and then depending on what we discover, we make the appropriate referrals to our community providers that we work closely with.
So far, one small building has been a large success story. A second harbor campus opening this summer. A safety net for kids on a downward spiral. A shoulder to lean on for families in crisis. And maybe an answer to a problem now plaguing our growing town. So they are expanding, but they're not permanent yet. This was funded by temporary money in the legislature last session. They hope success means consistent funding in the future, something they plan on bringing up to our politicians.
And here's the question a lot of people have. Great when the kids are there under that roof getting that guidance. Do they have any proof that it works in the long run?
That's the tricky part. They've been up for a year and a half. A lot of these kids are young. A 3-year-old that hasn't offended in a year and a half. What happens when they turn 18? What happens for that? It's hard to prove, but they believe it's working.
All right, John, thank you.
They deserve every chance they can get.
Yep.